Okay, in this video, let's take a look at how to use an if-then statement in an app. So you can open up the if example AIA file, which has been set up where we have a input text number, we have a button, and we have a result label. Now the result label right now is set up to just be a blank label. There isn't any text in there, and the background color is the same as the main screen. So what we'll do is work with this so that after the user types in some numbers in here, we're going to click go and then show different responses in the result label depending on what they are entering in the text box. So a pretty common scenario that you might come across in developing an app. So once we have the design set up, we're going to move over to the blocks mode. And let's start setting it up with the button click. So when the go button is clicked, let's check to see if the number that's in the text box is greater than 0. And then if it is, then we'll put a message in the result label to say that it's valid. So we'll start with an if statement, which is under the control blocks. So you can see we have if then. So we're going to snap that in here. And we're going to say if the number that's in this number input. So if, and we're going to come down here and say if number input text. And we're going to check to see if it's greater than 0. So we can't just snap it in here right away. It won't even let me do that, right? It kind of pushes it back out again. So we need a comparison operator. And you'll find that under the math. And let's see, towards the top of this list, you want to find the one that has equals. And the little triangle down here is going to give us more options. So you can see equals, greater than, less than, not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So we're going to say if what's in the number input text is greater than 0, so we need a math number in here. So I'll come into math, grab a 0 block. Right, so this is our condition check. That's why they're called conditionals. It's going to do something based on a condition. And the condition has to be true. If this is true, then it's going to do what's in the then block. So if the number is greater than 0, then what are we going to do? Well, we're going to change the result label. So let's set result label text to, and we'll put a little string message in here that says that was valid. And also to show you that we can put multiple blocks inside this then block, let's also change the background color of the result label. So let's set the background color, and we'll go to the color blocks and we'll just grab green because green is usually good for go. So if it's greater than 0, our result label is going to say that was valid, and we're going to put it into we're going to change the background color to green. So let's test that out. Okay, so in here I'm going to put in a number. So let's put in 5. And then we'll tap go. And it says it was valid. So what if we put in something that's not valid? So let me go back here. Let's put in -4. And go. Well, this is still staying there because we didn't tell it to disappear. We didn't tell it to go away. So it kind of gives the impression it's valid, but it's not. So why don't we set this up so that when the go button is clicked, let's set the result label text to empty. And then let's also duplicate this and change the background color to, let's just change it back to white. So now let's test this out. Okay, so now -4, we don't have any message. So far, we're only getting a message if the number is greater than 0. So when the button's clicked, we're setting the string to empty, white background. Then it's going to check to see if it's greater than 0, and if it is, do all these things in the then block. If this is false, not greater than 0, then it doesn't do any of these other items. And then it would continue down with any other blocks that were to follow down here. So that is a quick example of using an if statement.